Hey there, I'm Coach Dalton, founder of Cross Training. I want to thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video on slapping. This is something I'm very passionate about, and I sure hope you get the sense of that as you watch this video. Before we get started, I'd like a couple of friends of mine to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Casey. Hi, I'm Megan.
Hi, I'm Sammy.
And here we go. Before we get started and have the girls actually doing some slapping, I want to talk to you, whether you're a coach, a parent, or a girl who's getting started in this, and explain what slapping is for, what the purpose of it is, and who should do it. There's a lot of misnomers about it. A lot of times I see coaches who will come to me and say, oh, this girl's having a real hard time hitting right-handed. Maybe you can teach her how to slap left-handed. That'll distract her, and she can calm down, and then she'll go back to hitting right-handed. That is not the purpose of slapping. Slapping is a little bit too difficult to just take some girl who's having trouble and try to spend the time with her to get her to do something from the complete opposite side of the field, looking at the ball the complete opposite way, and now make her add movement to what she's doing as well. So that's just a bad plan. If that's what you had in mind, you need to turn this video off and rethink what you're doing. The purpose of slapping is to use the tools that God gave you to the best of your ability. When you're slapping, your goal is to get in a foot race with somebody else on the field, and you're going to pick out the person that you want to be in that foot race with. So the purpose is to put the ball on the ground, get in that foot race, and if you're going to be in a foot race, that means you want to have some speed. So the girls that should consider slapping are the ones who are really, really, really fast and like being in a race. Because we're just going to try to lay the ball down and say, hey, I'd like to be in a race with you, and I think I can win that race 9 out of 10 times. So that's what we're looking at. It's also important to understand that now you're taking a girl from one side who's looking at the ball this way. She's going to be turned to complete opposite side of the field. She's looking at it completely differently, and you're adding movement to what she's doing. So this is not something you can teach her in 15 minutes, stick her in a game and expect that she's going to get it done. One of the worst things that you can do is try to rush her into the situation and expect her to now be able to hit the ball over outfielders' heads. What you need to do is kind of go through a progression, and that's what we're going to do today for the video, is just kind of take it in a progression and go step by step by step and let you see what the girls should progress through. Give them that time in practice. If it's taken her a long time to get the footwork down, let her have that time. Don't try to rush her. The other thing that I don't want you to do for a girl is have her spend all this time, get her hopes up that she's going to become a slapper. She takes 2 swings and you switch her to the other side and tell her to bat right-handed again. Now you're giving her 2 chances to get to the ball instead of 3. The big difference between slapping and bunting is if you're laying down a bunt and it's a 3rd strike and it goes foul, it's a strike and you're out. If you're slapping and your hands are in motion, you can foul off 100 in a row, and that's part of one of the advanced things that we'll talk about, is trying to foul them off. So that girl doesn't have to switch back to the other side of the plate just because she's got 2 strikes on her. As long as her hands are going to be in motion, the umpire is going to let her just keep having a bat. It's just like you're swinging foul. So don't make the mistake of getting the girl's hopes all up, put her in there, give her 1 shot at it, she fouls off 2 or misses 2, and you switch her to the other side of the plate. If you're going to take the time to make a girl a slapper, you need to commit to her that you're going to give her that time, and it's going to take several practices, several games, before she even gets a little bit of confidence doing this, because this is the hardest thing in the world. Here we go, we're going to actually get started and try to do this. First thing that we need to talk about for slapping is the footwork. The footwork is really, really, really important, and what I'm going to show you is kind of my style for this. I'm going to explain why I have the girls do it this way. There are other coaches I know that are out there that teach something different. I'm going to try to explain why it's my way, and if you see something else on a video from another coach, if you like their way, that's good as well. One of the things that I think is important is that the girls are able to reach that outside pitch. That's the toughest thing. The most common mistake that you see from slappers is they can't reach that outside pitch. One of the reasons why I think that happens is girls end up taking a step like this, and as soon as they've done that, this shoulder's open and now this right shoulder's over here and my bat just jerked 2 feet back this way. There's no way I can reach that low outside pitch. One of the things I like to see girls do is kind of slide their foot or take a step back, so that we're going to try to open this area up for our hips. That we're going to be able to use that for timing. They do that, they can tell now whether it's a changeup or a fastball, and then their first step is going to be to cross over, but now their hips are clear, so they can take that crossover step. Their shoulders are still squared up to the plate. They take their next step staying on that front line. They're going to be able to reach anything that that pitcher throws at them. So what I'm going to have Casey do is kind of just practice that footwork 3 or 4 times. We'll get each girl to go through here. All right, Casey. So you're just going to slide that foot back and then take your step and take the next step. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and try that again. Good girl. Okay, let's try one more time. Good. Okay, now let's go ahead and speed that up. Okay. Now, as you take that step, let's try that again. As you take that next step coming open, what I don't want to see is I don't want to see your shoulders opening up like that. Keep your shoulders both squared up right to me. So slide, that's a girl, that a girl. Let's go ahead and try that one more time faster. Good girl. All right, here we go, Megan. So just try to do this real time. Take your timing step and then get over there. Good. Okay, good. Again, as you're taking that step, make sure we're keeping that shoulder tucked in. Okay, so keep both of your shoulders squared up to me. Good. Good girl. One more time. Try to do this real time. Good job. All right, here we go, Sammy. Good. Good girl. Okay, one more. Okay, excellent. Good job. Most of you are probably familiar, but if not, I want to make sure that you understand. One of the goals for slapping is to have the girls already in motion when they put the ball in play. If we can have their bodies moving and have some momentum, we're going to be able to get to first base a lot quicker than we can if we're at a dead standstill from over on the other side of the box. So what I want to try to do on this drill is we're going to do that same footwork, but I want them to do it explosively, and we're going to have them actually follow their footwork straight back towards the pitcher. I don't want them ever thinking about pulling off to first base till they know they've made contact with the ball. So they're going to come up, stay on this side of the cones. They're going to turn back in and come right back down that line. Now, it's not a huge deal whether they turn this way or this way, but if they get in the habit of peeling off, they're going to end up making that mistake at a crucial time in the game. So they're going to come forward and they're going to make sure that they turn and they come right back down that line so that they can just build that muscle memory into their body of exploding along that line and staying along it. Here we go, Megs. Okay, so I want you to do as fast as you can. And then come right back in. Atta girl. Good girl. One more time. Good. Here we go, Sammy. Good. All right, here we go, Casey. Okay. Now don't lollygag there. I want you to do this like you're trying to explode out of that box and get me a hit. I need you on base. Explode. Atta girl, atta girl. I want to see some explosion. Timing step and then explode out of that box and get that ball for me. Atta girl. All right, good job. Next step that we're going to do is we're going to make it more like it's a game-like situation. We want to practice the same kind of footwork, but unfortunately Sammy can't take those cones with her and set them out there in a game time. The umpire's not going to allow that to happen. What Sammy does have is she has a bat in her hand, and she's allowed to do whatever she wants to the field before she takes her bat. So there's nothing at all prohibiting Sammy from coming out here, taking her bat, and drawing her a line right out in the field. Now Sammy can do her footwork, and she's got that line as a guide, so she knows she needs to stay along that line. So girls, this is something that you guys can do in the games. If you have a bad habit of peeling off, take your bat, draw your line, and make it clear to everybody on the field, I am not going to pull away from here, so don't even think about throwing me that low outside stuff. Here we go, Sammy. So you're doing the same footwork, stay on that line. Great job. Okay, now I want you to do it explosively like you need to get this hit. Atta girl. All right, one more time. Okay, good job. All right, here we go, Casey. Stay on that line. Okay, good. I need you more explosive than that. I don't think you want it. Good. Sell it to me. Good job. All right, here we go, Megan. Good job. Way to get out of there. Okay, give me one more. Great job. Okay, now that we've worked on this for 6 years, they probably have an idea of what to do with their footwork. So now we actually got to put the bat in their hands. One of the important things to understand about the bat, and we know this from the right side of the plate, if we've got 2 strikes on us, we choke up. We tell the girls, choke up. We tell them that because the farther your hands are up the barrel, the closer to the end, the more control we have of it. If I have my hands this high, I can touch and paint anything I want. If my hands are down here, I don't have quite the same kind of control of the end. For slapping, this is not about driving the ball deep. I don't need a whole lot of power. What I do need is complete control to take advantage of what that defense gives to me. That's the entire purpose here. We're just going to try to do something with the ball that the defense is not going to be able to field. So we want to start with our hands way up automatically. So we don't want to slap from down here like we're trying to swing for the fence. We want our hands as far up the barrel as we can get them. So if it's a short tape barrel, we may even need to put our hand up above it. Some bats have a lot longer tape. We may need to go right to the top of the black. So we're going to probably have it up to the top of where the shortest part of the barrel is, and we're going to hold our hands up here high like we're going to swing. Okay? For some girls, they may want to go ahead and start them out here because we're not trying to drive it and we're not trying to fool anybody. Hey, I'm going to slap and I think I'm going to take advantage of you. And we're looking to see what they do. So we're not trying to fool anybody here. So they're going to go through just their footwork but holding the bat in their hands. All right, here we go, Casey. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay, one more time. Okay, good girl. All right, here we go, Megan. Okay. All right, now we're going to want to get those hands farther up that barrel, right? Atta girl. Okay, good job. All right, Sammy. Okay. Okay, now let's try to start with those hands up a little bit higher here. We got to be able to reach the top of the strike zone. The first thing we're going to talk about slapping really isn't slapping at all. It's really more of a moving bunt. All we're trying to do is catch the ball and lay it down and get in a foot race. If I've got a girl on third base who's a great base runner, that third baseman may play back really close to the base so that girl can't get a big lead. In that situation, all I'm going to try to do is lay the ball down 3-4 feet up the line, and I'm going to try to get in a foot race with her because she's got to run 50 feet and I've got to run 55. And I think I can win that race every time. That's the whole purpose of doing this. We know we're fast. She's probably not as fast as us. In that case, what we want to do is try to slide our hand up the bat just like if we were bunting. So all we're going to try to do, we're going to start out the same. And as we take that first step, this hand is going to come up almost like we're bunting. We're just going to be trying to catch the ball. So what we're going to see Casey do, she's going to start out just like normal. As she takes her slide step back, when she comes forward, if she can tell it's a strike, this hand's going to come forward. She's just going to hold the bat at an angle and then carry on with her footwork. Here we go. Good job. Okay. Keep the speed up. Good job. And hold still. Okay. What you should have seen there was exactly what we're looking for. Her feet were going fast, her hands came around and she held them in place. She's not trying to bring her hands forward and hit the ball hard. She's going to bring her hands right off her shoulder in position. Once she's got the bat where she needs it, she's just going to hold it there and carry through, catch the ball and lay it down. Great job. All right, here we go, Sammy. Great job. Good job. Okay, good. One more time. Good girl. All right, here we go, Casey. Good girl. Explode out of there. Good girl. Nice job. Next thing we're going to do, now they've got the footwork and they understand how to get the hand, hold the barrel, we're going to actually try to make contact with the ball. We're just going to have it sitting on a tee form. We're trying to make this easy. I'm not trying to introduce them to this at a 55-mile-an-hour change-up or rise ball. I want to make it as easy as possible, so now we're going to actually try to see the ball and connect. The next big thing, and probably one of the most important, is as we're moving forward, we've got to understand there is not a brick wall out here. There's no reason I have to look where I'm running. Okay? There's no reason that these girls can't move forward but keep their eyes where the ball is. So our next big key to this is they want to keep their eyes in the barrel of this bat connected. So as they move forward and they get themselves ready, they should be able to move forward, keep their eyes right down, and make sure that they've seen the contact with the ball. So Sam is going to come on in here and demonstrate this. And what we should see here is a great eye contact so that her eyes and the barrel of that bat stay connected. Great job. Good girl. Good. Great job. Great job. All right, here we go, Casey. Okay, let's keep those eyes right back there. Keep your eyes in the barrel of that bat connected for me. Good girl. Okay, great job. One more time. Yep. Nice. All right, here we go, Megan. Great. Good job. Okay, now I want to see explosive, but I want to see your eyes right back with your hands. Good job. One more time. Show me like that. Great job. If you're doing this at home, the steps that I've already shown you are probably things that you're going to have to work on with girls just for a couple of weeks. Give them the practice and the confidence that they can move and get that footwork down. Give them the time to build that muscle memory up at home. Girls, one of the things you can do at home is just set some socks up to make a line, or if you've got an edge where you've got carpeting to wood floors or something, you've got a crisp, clear line you can work on. Just work on your footwork and get that down. Working on just how to hold the bat and try to bring it through softly. Once you've kind of mastered those basic things, next thing we're going to work on is just trying to lay this ball down really soft. Again, the goal here is these are fast girls and I want to put them in a foot race. The farther they hit the ball, they're not racing with that girl's arm because they're probably not faster than that third baseman's arm. They are faster than her legs. So the next drill here, we've got some cones set up, and the goal for them is going to be I need them to explode out of this box, and yet I need their hands to be very soft. So they go fast, but their hands are soft, so this ball does not go past this edge of cones. All right, Casey, I want you to explode, but I don't want you to put the ball past the cones here. Okay, fast feet, soft hands. You're out. Good job. Okay, come on, soft hands here. Soften them up. Much better, much better. Right at the edge there. That's exactly what we're looking for. Good, 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 good. Okay, a little bit too much. Get that hand out quick, soften it up, absorb the ball as you're just trying to catch it and lay it down. That's what we're looking for exactly. All right, here we go, Megan. Okay, same thing. Fast feet, soft hands. Oh, too easy. Who's going to get you out? Nobody. Nice. Good. Okay. Okay. Good deal. Hold still. Now, what I like about this and what you should be noticing at home, as we gradually progress these drills, we want that muscle memory to be to where she's working on hitting now, but just by her muscle memory, she's turning in the right way, she's staying on that line. We don't want them to get sloppy just because we're moving on to something else. And that's one of the big things. Make sure that you've done the basics enough that it is muscle memory. So when they're learning some new skill, they're still doing all the other basic things right. Don't try to rush them into trying to do this. Well, yeah, you did it. You laid the ball down, and she's pulling away from the plate or not turning the right way. Great job. All right, here we go, Sammy. Okay. A little bit softer. Real soft hands. Okay, now, soft hands like that, but speed those feet up. I need you to get on base. Much better. I like the footwork there. Okay, give me one more. Great job. Now we're at the point we know what we're doing with our feet. We know how to hold the bat to get started. We know how to slide it up there to be soft. We know how to move forward. We know how to keep our head down and make contact and keep our eyes connected with the barrel of that bat. Now what we want to do is talk about the bat angle. What we're going to try to do again is we're trying to force a foot race. I'm picking on particular players on the defense based on the way that they line up. One of the first players we're going to pick on is that third baseman. I don't believe she's fast enough to come pick the ball up, plant, and beat me to first. Most times when we lay bunts down, girls barely get beat by a foot or two. If I've got a girl who's fast and now I've got her 5 feet up the line instead, that's 5 feet that third baseman doesn't have. Plus I'm also in motion already, so I've already got my full speed going, and she's going to start from a standstill. So they're going to do all the same things. They're going to do their slide foot. They're going to come up, but as they turn the barrel of this bat, they're going to make sure the angle of that bat is such, it's going to push the ball right down this third base line. What I'm looking for here is that ball stays right along the line, does not go outside of these cones. I don't want the pitcher to be able to field this ball. All right, here we go, Meg. Okay. Okay, good girl. Right on that line. Can't go outside those cones. Atta girl. Beautiful job. Give me one more just like that. Beautiful job. All right, here we go, Sammy. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, very nice. Beautiful job. All right, Casey. Okay, now I need a little bit more speed out of you than that.
My footwork?
It's faster feet. Good job. Great job. Very good. Okay, come on back here. We're going to try one more thing. All right. Now, one of the things you'll notice here is that I set the tee for an outside pitch. That's the pitch that most often pitchers throw to girls who are slappers because generally, like I said, most times girls cross over and take that first step. They open up their shoulders, and they can't reach that pitch. These girls have shown that a pitch that's 4 inches outside, they're still going to be able to get the perfect bat angle on it, get the barrel of the bat, put the ball exactly where they want it, and that's what we're looking for. Once girls have proven that, sometimes those pitchers are going to try to mess them up. So what I'm going to do now for Casey is I'm going to move the pitch to where it's more down the middle of the plate, and it's going to be lower. She's going to have to really use her hands here now, bring them into her body in order to keep that bat angle, because I still need to pick on that third baseman. That's still the girl I need to pick on, even though she's not throwing me a pitch that's as easy to do it. Here we go, Casey. Yep, third baseline. Good job. Atta girl. Okay, keep it inside that cone. That's a girl. Okay. All right, get that one out of your way so we're not going to trip on it. Okay, here we go. One more. Oh, come on, control the head of that bat. One more. Really fast. Atta girl, way to explode out of there, use those hands. All right, Megan. Now we're going to step it up one more notch. I'm going to completely adjust this pitch, and I'm going to make it high and inside. So it's going to come in here, and she's really going to have to work on keeping those hands in here and stay on top of this pitch. She can't let her hands get below this. She's going to have to stay on top of it and still put that ball right down that third base line for me. Atta girl, give me one more like that. Good job. All right, now sell it to me like you really want this. This is a championship game right here. Good job. Very nice hands. This time what we're going to do is we're going to make a little bit of correction. That third baseman just proved to us she can wear us out. She doesn't have any fear about playing up. She can accelerate really quick. She's a slapper on her team too, so she won the foot race, proved that we're not going to pick on her anymore. That pitcher, however, she comes off of there in a very defensive position, and I don't think she can field the ball. So now we've got the cones out here in front. Sammy's goal now is to lay it down soft, but keep it between these cones to force the pitcher to be the one to have to get it, and try to force a situation where the third baseman and the pitcher are both collapsing and they don't know where to go. So she wants to keep it between those cones and not let it get beyond those cones either. So we're going to have just a little bit different bat angle where we're just carrying the ball forward here. Okay. Softer hands for me. Don't let it get beyond that first cone. Okay. Now, same kind of thing, but right between the cones. Get the barrel of the bat around. That's what we're looking for. Good girl, right in the center. That's exactly what we're looking for. One more. Nice job. All right, here we go, Casey. Okay. Fast feet, soft hands. Nice job, right in the middle. Can't get any prettier than that. Nice. Force the pitcher to do it. Force that third baseman and her to have to decide who's going to field it. Very good, very good. One more. Nice job. All right, here we go, Megan. Oh, that's too pretty. Okay, go ahead and kick all those balls out of your way for me, Megan. Atta girl. Okay. Just to be brutal, I'm going to give a very, very low outside pitch here. She's still got to get the barrel of that bat around and bring that thing up there. Nice job with your hands. Good girl. Here we go, last one. Great job. One of the things before we go any farther I want to talk about is you've probably noticed me moving that batting tee as we go along. One of the important things to remember, any kind of hitting involves going with where the pitch is. If it's more of an inside pitch, we want to get it out in front of us, whether we're hitting right-handed or whether we're going to go left-handed. So an important thing to think about is that diagonal line that we're going to use. If it's an inside pitch, we want to get it more out in front of the plate. We're thinking about a diagonal line. So the farther outside it is for us, we want to let it come in deeper. If it's down the middle, we're going to get it here more just in front of the plate. So for now, we're going to work on trying to bring it towards the first base side, The easiest way to do that for them is going to be an inside pitch. So I'm going to help them out and bring the ball where it's a perfectly thrown pitch for what they're trying to do, and then we'll try to make them adjust their hands. Okay. Now what we're going to try to do is just carry the ball softly down the first base line. That first baseman is staying back, trying to keep that girl close to the base. If she doesn't stay there, we can get a huge lead, and all we got to do is beat the second baseman back. If she plays back, she's the girl that we're going to pick on and try to get in a foot race with her. We're going that way. She's coming this way. We've got to pass her. We've got our momentum. She's a little bit hesitant, and she's got to stop, completely pivot around, find a second baseman, and throw it straight over us in order to get us out. I think we can win that battle most of the time if that girl's playing back. The biggest problem for this is most of the time our hands are coming around here. So you saw when they did that, their hands were coming down here. If they were going back up the middle, their hands came here. If I try to get that bat head all the way around that ball, that bat's going to have a lot of speed on it. It's going to be hard for me to have soft hands if that bat's got a lot of speed on it. One of the things that we can mentally be a little bit sneaky about is to realize my hands need to go from here to this position that gets the ball. All I'm trying to do is catch the ball here and lay it down soft. So there's no reason for me to let my hands travel when all I have to do is just bring it right off my shoulder. So their goal here is going to be start with their hands up here, take their slide step, bring their hand right down in position off their shoulder so there's no forward momentum for this bat. We want it to still be soft. So they're just going to try to come forward, really soft, bring the bat right off their shoulder. And keep it inside the cones. Don't make me look bad like I just did. Okay. Try to get a good angle here. That's a better angle. That's what we're looking for right there. Give me that angle. Beautiful job. I'll edit that out. Good girl, right off your shoulder. Now make sure you keep your head down for contact. Good girl. All right, last one. Beautiful job. All right, here we go, Megan. Okay. Okay. Good. Try to bring it down off your shoulder soft. Have it already in position so it's just nice and soft. That's what we're looking for, and you kept it right inside the cone. Atta girl. One more. Beautiful job. All right, here we go, Sammy. Okay. Okay. Quick feet here. Okay. Bring that bat right off your shoulder. Bring it right out. Okay, good job. Nice job. Now that we've practiced being able to get to the ball and lay it down, we're going to actually try to work on our footwork getting to first base. What I want to see here is Megan's going to make contact, see that she's clearly made contact because her eyes are glued on the ball and the barrel of the bat. We're going to try to lay it up that first base line. And one of the tricks I like to show the girls is if they can beat the ball up the first base line and pass it up, they're going to be safe 9 times out of 10. So she's going to try to explode out of the box, get the bat right off her shoulder, lay it down soft, and she's going to try to beat it up this first base line and actually pass this ball up as quick as she can. If she can get it before the cones, we're in really good shape. Here you go, Megan. Okay, so you're actually going to hit and then take it off. Okay. Okay, good. I think you got lucky because it hit a cone. Nice and soft. Okay, we got to keep it on that first baseline. Pitcher just threw you out. Good job, that a girl. Okay, one more just like that. Keep it right on that first baseline. Pass that ball up. Get there. Nice job. All right, here we go, Sammy. Okay. You're out. Pitch 3 out. Very nice. Very nice. Good girl. Great job. All right, Casey. I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult for Casey. I'm throwing her a pitch that's down the middle, and it's way low below her waist here. She's still got to get that bat right off her shoulders at an angle that's going to carry it up this first baseline for her. Okay, and this is a tough angle to try to cut. That's going to take a lot of practice. Good deal. Good job. Try to get that angle. It's got to be really sharp. Bring it right off your shoulder in position. Atta girl. Good job. One of the important things that you saw there was the angle of the bat. It is not easy to guess what the angle of that bat should be and what it's going to be doing when the ball comes off of it. One of the things that I try to use as a little mental trick for girls is just to look at the plate. We know as coaches they've got that line at that angle, so it comprises the foul line. Girls don't necessarily know that. I've asked 100 girls, they all say, I don't know why the plate's shaped like that. I tell them the plate's shaped like that so you know what the angle of the bat should be to lay these bunts down when we're either bunting or when we're slapping. So if I want to try to get that angle of the bat so that it's going to come up the first base line, one of the mental tricks that I can teach girls is to slide and just throw their hand right along this line with the plate. So if she just steps and her hand comes right to the front of that plate, that bat is going to be angled perfectly to bring it right up the first base line. It can't lose here. If I want her to angle it down the third base line, all I need her to do is slide so her hand comes right to the front of this corner of the plate instead, and bam, she's going to have the perfect angle of the bat. So if you're a coach or a parent and your daughter's having a hard time, she's really trying to pull it to first, she keeps hitting it to the pitcher, or she's trying to go to third, hits it to the pitcher, you can just do a drill where you give her that mental image. Okay. So one of the things that you can practice after you've worked on those, they learn how to get to balls, the next step that you might do for the practice is just set yourself up where the angle would be right. So I'm going to put my hand right out here to just try to get her mental image coming right along that line of the plate. She's going to take her step, slide the bat right off her shoulder into my hand, and if she does it right, we're going to have the angle of the bat where it's going to be right down the first base line. Let's try that one more time. Good. Okay. Now what I might do if I'm thinking about trying to get her to put it up the third base line is I'll put my hand in such a way that her bat angle is going to have to be right along the back edge of that plate. And she has no choice right now but to put it up the third base line. So if you've got some girls that are struggling to hit those cones and everything keeps coming back up the middle, use the lines of those plates as a mental image for them, because now I can be out of the game completely. Sammy can walk in there and all she has to remind herself is go to the front of the plate, go to the front of the plate, go to the front of the plate, or go to this part of the plate, go to this part of the plate. And that's a good mental image that she can take into the game. If she's struggling, she can fix that and correct that angle of the bat herself. Next thing we're going to work on for slapping, believe it or not, is actually slapping the ball. Now we've burned this defense so badly, we've got the reputation in town, we can lay it down soft and we beat it out. Now those third basemen start playing 10 feet up the line, the first baseman plays 5 feet up the line. They're not going to let us beat them laying the thing down soft. We're going to have to actually hit the ball hard. The key to this, again, is always we're trying to get in a foot race. We're not trying to see whether we can hit it where some girl can't catch it. That's not our goal. Our goal is to put it in play and try to beat somebody in a foot race. So right now we're going to try to hit the ball so hard onto the ground that we're going to be able to get it by the third baseman or the first baseman. So our target is always going to be a shortstop hole or the hole to second, so that the third baseman can't field it, the pitcher can't field it, and the first baseman can't field it. We want to try to keep it easy for the girl so that they can have a pretty still ball, so they're still working on their footwork and their hands, and they can see if they're doing the right thing. The problem is, when we set it up on a tee, if they chop down on it, the ball's going to hit the tee, and it's not really going to go into the ground, and that's not going to be fair to them, because they're going to keep seeing pop-ups even though it's really just beaten into the tee. So we're not going to be able to use the tee. But if we add live pitching or throwing involved, that's going to make it hard. The beauty is that we can use a pretty easy drill to practice these slaps into the ground the same way that we can use it in order to warm them up before games. Because the problem is you get to field sometimes and there are no batting cages. You just got to put your portable net up and you're in trouble. There's no way to really work with the slapper and have live pitching for her, so it makes it tough. And then unfortunately for her, she doesn't get the practice that she really needs. So there's a tool that's out there. It's a pretty easy thing to do that a lot of times you'll see with T-ballers. So I'm going to have Sammy step in here. And all I'm going to do is use my hitting stick. So I'm going to be able to hold this thing still, and Sammy's going to have a still object to hit, but she can clearly see if she's driving it into the ground without having to worry about it popping up. As we practice this, she's also learning how to practice with this before, so we can warm up before a game. You can have other players, you can take your two slappers, send them off to the side, let them practice this together if you need to. Or if you're a coach or a parent, you can warm your daughter up if she's a slapper, and you know that it's tough for that coach to get her warmed up before games. Okay, so all we're working on doing, we're just going to try to slap that thing, force into the ground. Okay, good job. Nice. Okay. All right, here we go, Casey. Good job. All right, here we go, Megan. Great job. Now I'm going to make things a little bit more difficult. Once they've kind of got the hang of this, they understand we're going to probably do this before any games, maybe even before any practices if we're going to have live pitching. But before we're going to introduce any movement with the ball, we want to keep it simple. We're going to use this device. Now the next thing I want to do is try to make her and force her to keep her hands up. So I'm going to hold this up where it's a high pitch. She has got to keep her hands up and stay on top of this ball, and I still better see her driving it down. Good girl. Okay, stay on top of it. Good girl. Here we go, Sammy. Good girl. Okay, drive it right into the ground for me. Stay on top of it. Okay, good girl. Keep those hands up high when you're starting. Good girl. All right, here we go, Casey. Okay, stay on top of it. It's hard. You got to keep those hands up. Atta girl. Good. Good. Good girl. All right, coaches, parents, one of the easiest things you could do, get yourself one of these hitting sticks. You can use this to control this and force to fix any mistakes they might have. If they're used to dropping their hands, put this thing up right at the top of their strike zone or a little high. Force them to be able to stay on top of that ball so they're going to put it in the ground. All right, now we're going to try to take one more step and to try to get them to understand what it's going to be more like in a game. So I'm going to soft toss the ball from the side for them just so I can control where the ball is going to help it be easy for them initially. They're going to do all the same things with their footwork. They're really focused on trying to drive that ball hard into the ground, and now they also are trying to aim it right at the shortstop's hole. We're trying to take advantage of a girl who cheats to cover the bag on a steal. So if I got Megan on first and I give her the steal sign, I'm probably going to have Casey understanding while we're in the dugout which girl covers, and we're going to try to take advantage, whether it's the second baseman or the shortstop. Most often it's the shortstop, so that's the one we practice more often here. So her goal here is to slap this ball hard where the third baseman's not going to be able to get it. It's going to go right at the shortstop's hole, and unfortunately she wasn't home. I hate it for her. Here we go, Casey. Okay. Keep those feet moving. Okay, got to be in the ground. Atta girl. Good girl. Come on, drive it hard. Good girl. All right, here we go, Megan. Okay. Good girl. Pull a little more towards the shortstop. Atta girl. Good job. All right, now I'm going to try to make this hard on Megan. I'm going to toss her an inside pitch, see if she can still put it at the shortstop. Atta girl, good handwork. Here we go, Sammy. Okay, let's try to push it right at the shortstop. Atta girl. Good job, way to keep those hands in there. All right, I'm going to make her life difficult, and I'm going to give her this low outside pitch. Hopefully her footwork's right on that line. She's not opening her shoulder. She can reach this pitch. Okay, need it at the shortstop. Atta girl. All right, one more just like that. Good job. All right, here we go, Casey. Okay, this time I'm going to adjust the pitch a little bit more where it's inside, and we're thinking we're going to the second base hole here instead, because she might be the one who covers second base, or maybe every time I come up, the first baseman plays up way up the line, second baseman shades over, and she cheats to try to cover first base. I hate it for her, but that's what the coach has told her to do. Casey's job now is to take advantage of there's no second baseman on the field. This is just way too easy. All right, so you're trying to pull this ball right to that second baseman. Okay, get around it just a little bit more for me. Atta girl. That's a base hit right there. Atta girl. One more just like that, Casey. Okay, oh, keep it on the ground. We're not there yet. Okay, second baseman. Atta girl. All right, here we go, Megan. Okay, we're going to second baseman this time. My fault. Good job. Way to beat it in the ground. Atta girl. Drive it hard in the ground, right second baseman. Okay, try to get your hands around this pitch. I'm trying to throw it where it's tough for you. Get your hands out around it. Atta girl. Good job. Okay. Now I'm going to try to throw her a pitch while it's moving, and it's going to be high. She's got to keep her hands on top of this thing. Atta girl. One more. Keep those hands up high. Atta girl. Good job. The two things that you've already seen now, we're trying to just catch the ball, lay it down really softly, and we're trying to pick on the person. If we're trying to pick on the third baseman, we're going to lay it right on that line, and that's why you're going to practice. Put some cones up. Put some socks up, put some gloves up, whatever it is you need to use to force them to have a target. Make a competition on it if you've got a couple slappers. Whoever gets the most ones down inside that are fair inside those cones, I'm taking a Dairy Queen afterwards. Force them to have a target to really paint that line either way. If they're working on trying to slap to short or second, you can set up cones just as easily. The other thing you can do with that hard slap like that is also go ahead and start picking on the third baseman. Just say, hey, if you're hitting the ball that hard and the girl's up that close, she is probably going to panic and make a mistake. So you can do that kind of drill too. The next thing we're going to move on to is actually taking advantage of the fact now the entire infield plays up sometimes. The bases could be loaded, everybody's up inside the line. They're thinking the slapper's up, this can't get any easier. Now we need to be able to put the ball out of the infield. So this would be called more of a power slap. So the key here, she's going to have to break everything we've just told her. We've worked for weeks and weeks and weeks on staying soft, keeping our hands down, driving it into the ground, which is a big difference from hitting right-handed. And now that we spent all that time and I've got her muscle memory to go down to the ball, I've got to get her to actually take a swing for the ball and try to follow it through where it's going to go out of the infield. So coaches, parents, girls, don't be too hard on yourselves for this. These girls, what I'll tell you, it is weeks before I ever allow any slappers to do this thing. When they come for practices with me, we spend 25 minutes working on putting the ball on the ground, 5 minutes on driving it. This is not something you have to do all the time. It is a tough skill to do when you're first starting to learn how to bat left-handed. If every girl could hit solid line drives, they probably wouldn't have ever slapped in the first place. Line drives aren't easy to do. We're trying to get it right over infielders who are right in front of our face. That's a little bit of an intimidating thing. So these girls are going to work on that now. We're going to try to give them the chance. What I'm looking to see is that ball is going to go right towards the grass. Not trying to dive it deep, just trying to get it right out of the infield. So here we go. Good girl. Okay. Follow through with that front hand. Okay. Try to follow through with that front hand. Take your front hand where you want the ball to go here. Atta girl. Okay. Good job. All right, here we go, Casey. Good job. Way to get your hands down to that pitch. Okay, keep your feet moving. We're not trying to get there and stop. Keep your feet moving. Run through it. Good job keeping your eyes on that pitch that was outside. Atta girl. Good job. Try to bring it up over that infielder's head. Good job. Right over that pitcher's head. One more just like that for me. Good job. Right to the grass. There is nobody going to be there to field it. Hate it for them. Here we go, Megan. Good girl. Good job. Good. Good job. You've practiced all the fundamental things there are about slapping. There's really nothing more to that. Quick feet and soft hands, keeping your eye right on the barrel of the bat, lay it down soft, try to take advantage of a defense that's back, try to hit it hard into the ground to take advantage of girls who are cheating to bases. If the girls are played up, then we need to drive it over their heads. Those are all the things. You could practice those for months and still may not have all of those skills mastered. One of the things that's important to understand, though, just because we're slapping, we are not going to change fundamental softball rules. If there's girls at second and third with no outs, we are trying to put the ball on the right side of the field and sacrifice ourselves if necessary so we can score that run. The problem is the pitcher knows that it's going to be hard for you to hit that outside pitch and pull it that way, and she may feed you outside pitch after outside pitch after outside pitch. That's all right. Say, good, I got all day. If that's what you're going to do, we'll go with that. So Megan's job here is going to be, I'm going to keep feeding her low outside pitches, and she's going to intentionally just try to keep her hands at an angle that shoots the ball foul. She can't just catch it and lay it down foul, because after the third strike, she'd be out. But she can slap as many of these foul as she wants, and that's her goal here. I'm going to continue to feed her that outside pitch, and she's just going to try to wear that pitcher down, where that pitcher's going to say, okay, let's go ahead and pitch her inside. We've worn her out here, and now she's going to say, ha, 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 that's the pitch I was looking for, and that's the one she's going to drive to the right side. If she gets a hit, great. She sacrifices herself with the 0 outs or 1 outs. That's a great job because we get the run. So she's going to try to wear out that pitcher, beating these things foul. And then when I give her the inside pitch, she's going to try to tear it up. Here we go, Megan. Okay, you're moving. Okay, good girl. Foul ball. Strike 15. Foul ball, strike 16. Foul ball, strike 105. When the pitching coach and the pitcher finally figure out they are not going to beat this girl throwing her an outside pitch, they're not going to get her to hit it to the third baseman or the shortstop to get the out here and stop that girl at third. They're going to have to pitch her inside. Hopefully Megan's going to react to this pitch and she's going to turn it to the right side because that's the one she's been looking for all day. Now she's done her job. She sacrificed herself. We got the run and we win the game. Great job, Megan. All right, here we go, Sammy. Strike 17. Strike 18. Strike 19. Now I'm going to throw a pitch more down the middle of the plate. She still doesn't think she's going to pull it, so she's going ahead and foul this off too. All she's got to do is work on the angle of that bat. Strike 115. Good job. Sacrifices herself, hitting it to the right side of the field. We win another ball game. Now we're in the championship game. Girls at second and third. Casey's up with that same scenario. Strike 15. Strike 18. Strike 19. Here's a pitch that's way outside. She's trying to see if she can get her to take a pitch that's way outside. Casey is not going to let the umpire call this. She's going to push this thing foul. Good job. That thing was 1.5 feet outside. She doesn't have to take that kind of thing and take a risk. Now the pitcher gets tired, throws her inside. She better get that runner in. Good job, Casey.
Fast feet, soft hand. Hit for speed. Live for him.
And